it works. Howdy everybody, and welcome to Monday, August 30th, 2021. And in case you're wondering what I'm doing, well, I finally got around to putting on the new door handle on this whole pickup. Yes, I did. It said to use double-sided sticky tape. Well, I don't have double-sided sticky tape, but I got a hot glue gun. So, we're cheating a little bit. Well, now that I got that handle back on here, I'm feeling a little more confident in what I was doing. I didn't really want to attempt to remove the exterior door handle the way I was watching guys do it on YouTube and whatever. They said take a big hammer, like a 4-pound sledge, and a punch, and knock the center nail type thing out of the middle of the rivet that holds it all together. Let me show you here. Oh, you can see this. That's one of the little rivets right there. I don't know if you can see it, but that's the rivet. And this is part of the rivet. Anyway, this piece here was up inside of that and spread it out. It's basically just a pop rivet. It's what it is. Well, that's what they said, to take a big old hammer and a punch and knock out from the outside of the door. Well, I whacked on that once or twice and was watching the outside of my door flex, and I was not liking that idea. So I took my new oscillating saw that I got, that I did the review on the other day, put a metal blade in it, and cut around that nail in kind of a diamond pattern or triangle pattern. Took a flat blade screwdriver, pried that aluminum head apart on the outside, and the metal blade cut into the plastic that was underneath the handle a little bit, which wasn't a big deal, but it saved the sheet metal on the pickup. So yeah, it's one of them things on how I did it, but probably how you don't want to do it and not how they say to do it. But anyway, put a couple screws in here, wipe this down with some Armor All or something. This door's good to go. Anyway, getting back to what I was up to, or have been up to, since I did the last little video that's come out about dragging home a John Deere tractor. Had a lot of comments on that. Had one subscriber actually drop the channel. That's okay. Everybody likes their own colors. Personally, I'm not a real fan of hand clutches. So we'll leave that as it may. But yeah, I was basically doing an aunt and uncle a favor of getting that out of there. And this farm runs antique equipment, whether it be green, red bellies, orange, silver, black, green, yellow, and red. Yeah, you name it. We're going to run it here on this farm simply because we want to preserve the agricultural history and the way of life that agriculture used to be in this area. Everybody sees all these new big $500,000 tractors and whatnot. Well, we'd like to show them what used to be like in farming. So that's what we're doing. And sorry if you don't like green tractors. There's several of them here on the place. You haven't seen them all yet, but if you look in the opening, there's a photo of my son took of him sitting on his tractor at one of our fun day events plowing. So yeah, there's a few green ones around here. Something else has been going on. We've been talking about tearing down a couple of buildings. Now I know you've heard in several of my previous videos that we were going to disassemble and store the lumber out of this little shed for another project. One of those was the possibility of doing a roadside stand to sell fresh produce and vegetables and that sort of thing out of. But here in this last week, there's been a lot of conversations going on about what we were going to do here at the farm, or what I'm going to do for my retirement years. I'm looking at taking early retirement, and that's in about 6 years. So I've got to come up with an extra source of income. So we were thinking fresh produce, and we were sell it out of the stand made from the lumber of the little shed. Well, we've come up with another idea after meeting with my financial planner. We're looking at the big barn now. I know the old barns are getting to be a thing of the past and hard to find and whatnot, and this one isn't really any exception. But what we're looking at doing, and this is based on a financial planner's advice and an architect, we're going to level this 20 by 40 barn, save all the lumber out of it, and reuse it in a new structure that's going to sit on this very place. The new structure will be a pavilion type looking barn deal. It'll be 100-foot long, 40-foot wide, with 10-foot square bays in it, or stalls, that we can open up every Saturday for a farmer's market. Why not simply save the existing structure and reutilize it and do what I'm wanting to do with it? Well, a couple of reasons. And here's the biggie. There is no foundation underneath the entire north wall of the barn. It is literally sitting on rocks. Well, that's not so bad, you say? Well, yes, it is. Planning and zoning for the county says, we will not approve any building that's set up for commercial use to not be fully supported by a foundation that is intact and in 100% working order. So that immediately rules out me reusing this barn. Now, another issue we have with the barn is it's only 20 feet wide across the end. Well, if we're doing 10-foot stall spaces, there won't be any room between them for a passageway. And we need a passageway almost as wide as this barn is. So even extending out on the sides with 10-foot wings isn't going to make this thing usable. Another problem with the barn is the floor. It's all sloped down to a central drain because this is a milking parlor barn. So there was a lot of water used in here in the milking process of the cows that used to be on the property. And that floor is rough to keep the cows from slipping on smooth concrete. And it does slope, not real easy to walk on, not an ideal surface. So what concrete there is in there for a floor, it's all going to have to come out and be replaced. And part of the barn is sitting on that concrete on the south and east ends. So yeah, it's going to have to get disassembled to be reused. Why do cows love being told jokes? It's because they love being amused. Yeah. Another thing that showed up on the farm this week that I've been toying with has been this new hay baler. This Model 77 New Holland hay baler is the latest addition to the farm. It's powered by an air-cooled Wisconsin motor, and it is missing, those will have a finger, the shields that go right there. But all in all, I think it's a pretty complete machine. What we're going to do with it, you know, that's missing that door too, but as I said in one of the previous videos about it, there's a door right there. Yeah, right there, that we can pull off, make a copy of. This is the same thing that goes right there. Anyway, the old girl looks like it's pretty good shape. Anybody knows anything about balers, you can probably see these needles are doing okay. And I don't know, they may be something that we can still get through New Holland. We do need some new twine though. Yeah, there's a couple of balls of twine in here that we'll probably end up using for other things, decoration, that sort of thing. The reason why we're not going to use that old sizzle twine is because of a thing that we discovered during our old-fashioned thrashing bee we had here several years ago. We had a grain binder that had come in. It was trying to tie its knots and whatnot in the twine to bundle the shocks of wheat together, or the stalks of wheat. You put them together in a bundle, it's called a shock. Anyway, the twine was old, it wouldn't tie a knot, and it kept breaking. So we're going to come up with something new to put in this thing. Someone has added a quarter turn chute here. What that does is the bale comes out and basically lands on its side. It slides down this angled ramp here, and the bale, instead of coming out this way, flips down and lays flat. Makes it easier to pick up. All the knotting mechanism is here on the side of the machine instead of up on top, where it traditionally is up here. Yeah, it's down here on the side tying. So we're going to have to go through all of that, clean it all up, oil it good, and change any parts that we need to have that have worn out or are showing signs of issues. Now this tire keeps going low, or so I've been told, but the reason why I've left the machine out here in the show area is we're going to take the pressure washer to this and get all the grease and grime off of the thing and kind of clean it up a little bit before we store it for the winter. This is a oil pump of sorts, and what that does is it provides oil pressure back here to that cylinder right down there, and that cylinder squeezes these two bars together. There's this bar here on this side and one on the other side. What that does is it holds and compresses the hay coming out, making a bale, so it makes them tight and dense so that they don't fall apart. Anyway, this is a quick overlook at our new Holland baler that we just picked up. We're going to clean it up, like I said. We'll take a pressure washer to it, get some of this grease and grime off of it that's caked onto those gears and whatnot. We are looking for a hand crank to start the motor with. It does take a hand crank to wind it up, make it go. So yeah, and maybe, who knows, we can find a starter to put on it. Well, I'm going to crawl back under the pickup now and install some sway bar bolts in the front end of this thing. And that's going to wrap up our little video today. I won't bore you with that. As always, gives us the thumbs up, thumbs down, and leave a comment in the comment section if you'd like. And don't forget to tell your friends and family about the channel if you like seeing a single guy trying to get an old family farm back up and running again. So keep us in mind and share it with your friends and family and whatever you need to do. And as always, don't forget, right down over there, yeah, that red thing that says subscribe on it, go ahead, click on that if you would. And if you are interested in this sort of thing and want to see every one of the videos that are coming out, make sure you click on the little bell icon just to the right of the subscribe button thing you click on with your mouse, and select the word all. That way you'll get notified every time there's another one of these new videos out. We are shooting for 200 subscribers by the end of August. That's tomorrow. I don't think it's going to happen. But anyway, stay tuned, take care, and we'll catch you all a little bit later. Be safe now. Bye-bye.